The Silvered Tower, refuge of Kairos Fateweaver, the most powerful of all demon sorcerers. I found the great conjurer searching for a spell to pass through the maelstrom, but his scribe scoured every book in vain. I told him of Urson, held captive in the Forge of Souls, but he dismissed my wisdom.
We already know of Bellacor's plot, for I see the past, and I see the future.
But you are blind to the present. You did not see the maelstrom, nor can you decipher a path through it.
The Tome of Fates holds the answer, the spell we search for. Kill him, brother. Take it.
Only I can use it. The tome is bound to my soul.
We can unpick it. No, let him serve us. For one drop of god blood, I have foreseen it.
Peck out the eyes of Urson. Use their power to view the present.
The sight of a god. The past, present, and future. All will be ours to see. Interpret the Tome of Fates. Tell us what you believe to know. Born of the Deceiver.
At once, great oracle. Soon a way to bypass the maelstrom and enter the realm of chaos will present itself. That you already know, I'm sure. But to the present, there is much we can do to ensure our forces are optimal. We have come to the Volary, but a better staging post for Cathay's invasion is to our north. Taking it by force would be a waste. Instead, use your Tzeentchian cunning to coax the inhabitants of Bloodwind Keep to our cause. Not everyone needs such persuasion. The settlements further along should easily fall into your talons through physical might. And there, the great bastion of Cathay. By your design, underlings of the Changer have already taken the Snake Gate and infiltrated the Dragon Empire. Take advantage and invade before the Bastion's powerful guardian can plug the gap. Once within Cathay, you and your minions can tear it apart. But that is just one destiny open to you. To the south are many scattered tribes who serve no master. Tools to expand your influence across the Chaos Wastes. And in the east, the ogre kingdoms are entrenched in their mountain camps. Your ability to teleport will allow you to scour the mountains of their hungry souls. The fates reveal much. It is your will that will weave them into a power base that shall take us into the realm of chaos and to the dying god. Let us begin.
Hello, Monsters About here, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 and a brand new campaign as Kairos Fateweaver.
Kairos Fateweaver.
Literally what I said. Kairos Fateweaver is one of the most powerful Lords of Change under the command of Tzeentch, the god of, well, change. I think it did Tzeentch yeet him into the Well of Eternity? I can't remember. Anyway, he came out with two heads. One that can see the future, and the other one that can see the past, which is 50% useful, because seeing the past is basically just fucking remembering. Now, he wants to get the eyes of Urson so that he can see the present, so he can see the past, which is just remembering, the present, which everyone can do, and the future, which is actually useful. Apparently, seeing the future, it's not fast enough to actually allow him to, like, be good in combat. Like, he can't Neo his way through. Well, Neo is just fast. Not particularly that he could see the future. Could he see the future? He probably could. He could fly, couldn't he? Mind you, Kairos can fly as well. Anyway, so we're after the eyes of the gods so that Kairos can... It's kind of just pointless seeing the present. Anyone can do that. You may as well just get the toes of the bear god. Get an extra toe. Why? Pfft, I don't know. Why not? Seems like a good way to spend your time. Anyway, so Kairos... His little... Go on, back in your box, creepy old bastard. His little traits are... You can unlock unique items that allow you to customize Kairos spell selection, which is fine. Enemy hero action success chance is minus 50%, and he increases his ambush defense chance by 50%, which is fine, I guess. And the Keeper of the... Oh, that's the wrong... no, there we go. Keeper of Destiny Scrolls. Enemy reinforcement time, prediction accuracy. I didn't realise that there was a variety in potential times. I thought they just turned up when the number said. So, battle reinforcement time is reduced by 50%, so you can get your reinforcements faster. And hero action success chance is plus 15% for all characters, which is actually pretty useful. So we're definitely going to have to utilise our characters. Now, Tzeentch, or the factions of Tzeentch, although we've only got one at the moment, which is Kairos, have mechanics which involve using grimoires, because we're big, giant nerds and we so love our books. Although the vast majority of the grimoires that we do acquire tend to be just sort of like teen literature, you know, stuff about set in a dystopian world, usually a trilogy where some young woman suddenly realises that she's the key to the future and gets in a love triangle or something. 90% of the books that Tzeentch has are just those, and you know, why not?
I have scribed
Indeed. So,
of time.
oh, good, another one that talks really slow. Mazdamundi would be so proud. We have Changing of the Ways, which allows us to do various different nasty things using our books. So for the moment we can transfer settlement, which is always quite fun. I'm going to transfer this settlement. No, I'm not, because I can't. That's fine. No, what we'll do actually is we'll kill He Live. He Live. Nope, he dead. I'm going to auto-resolve that because there's literally no point fighting it. It's so ridiculously easy that it's just pointless. I'm going to take the cash. That's going to give me 150 books. And then I can transfer this set... No, 418. Really? I'm sure there's usually a way I can do that. Never mind, it's not important. Right, we're going to start off by just recruiting a couple of units there. We're also going to build this. And now, the game wants you to go north. I, however, am going to go south because I don't want to really have to fight Cathay. I feel like I can just get bogged down fighting Cathay, and I don't really want to, so we're not going to. But what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go for the extra growth. Now, that's going to give me 5 growth. That's going to give me 20. I feel like I could use the money more. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And in fact, I've changed my mind. You're going to come down here because we're going to attack the floating mountain. Which one's floating? There doesn't seem to be a floating mountain anywhere nearby, which is just absolute garbage. Literally unplayable. Right, we'll start off with that. We've got research. So now, techs, you have these kind of like 5 blocks of techs. To unlock the techs requires some books. If you unlock all of the ways, because there's a way of manipulation, way of procrastination, I think if you do all that, you get teleport, which allows you to reduce the amount you need to spend on the teleport by 100% Winds of Magic, which is very, very powerful, because teleport is basically like an underway mechanic, except you can use it to attack. And if you attack, you ambush. So it's very, very potent. So getting that ASAP is very, very useful. Way of War, Way of Manipulation, and that's going to take 74 turns. You know what? I'm just going to click that and let it get on with itself. I don't even care. Excellent. Good. Anything else to do? I don't think so. I'm just going to end the turn. So we could go up to Bloodwind Keep, but to be honest, I'm kind of like, I may as well just let them, you know, do their own thing. In all honesty. Capture Bloodwind Keep. Now, I can do that. Yeah, okay. Oh, is it going to... Right, okay, yeah, come on. back. Go on. Right. Okay, can we do that now? Right, yeah. Okay, I'll transfer that to me. We get an iridescent horror, who I'm going to call Paul Daniels. Perfect. He's going to go in there, do some training. He's going to teach them how to do card tricks. That's his thing. Okay, so we are going to grab... This does give us books, but I'm not super invested in that at this moment in time. What I do want to get is potentially more money. That would give me... Yeah, okay, let's do that. And that. And we're going to basically attack Floating Mountain. And the reason we're going to do that is because all of this is one province. And what we can do is manipulate the winds of magic. However, we can only do it on a province by province basis. As long as we have a settlement in the province, we can reduce the winds of magic in one province and increase them in another. So what if we have control of 2 settlements in 2 different provinces, we can then manipulate that and stack the winds of magic where Kairos is, and that obviously is going to allow him to do a lot more casty magic shit. So let's go and attack Floating Mountain. I don't think we should have too much of a problem with this. We're just going to get straight in there and attack that. Yeah, we won't auto-resolve that because it would probably sting. We're going to fight it. Of course, it's the first battle of the campaign. It's got that new campaign battle smell. Does sound like a lot like a Dalek, doesn't it? Anyway, so first things first, we're going to secure air superiority. We can do this, and there's Kairos there looking flappy 2 heads. You must spend a fortune on hats. We're going to do this through the cunning use of this Burning Chariot of Tzeentch, because the enemy have Chaos Furies. I don't want them to. And yeah, that flamethrower does a lot of damage to Chaos Furies. They do not like it though. They're going to try and get out of the way. Now the Khorne Chaos Furies are quite nasty because they've got Frenzy. And that gives them a lot more melee attack and weapon strength and all that kind of nasty stuff. So securing air superiority is very important in any invasion. If you don't do that, you're a fucking idiot. What the fuck are you doing if you don't secure? I mean, what the fuck? What kind of moron would you have to be to not secure air superiority before an invasion? Fucking idiot. Anyway, so we're not going to do... We're definitely going to... Oh god, lag. Didn't do this in the actual battle. Sometimes replays are a bit weirdly laggy compared to the actual battle, weirdly. Anyway, so our chariot got a little bit tied up there, but he's fine. You can see the Chaos Furies have already been pretty much wiped out. Plus, if you just run away from them, you can also flame them while they're all, like, bunched up behind you, which is fun. So, with air superiority basically assured, we will now go and start picking off the last of them and then go and attack those towers. What's a nice thing about Tzeentch Furies is the fact that we have magical attacks and Furies have physical resistance, so we're kind of evenly matched, really. Okay, let's get in there. Let's go and start taking out dem towers. Furies are very good at taking out towers. There we go. The last of the Chaos Khorne Furies dealt with. Now, of course, we've got a lot of blue horrors and some pink horrors. We've also got the Soul Grinder here. What a lad. He, like, throws big javelin-y attack thingies. They're quite good at killing characters. But also very good at killing large things. But we're just going to basically batter the enemy with missile attacks as much as possible. Try and draw them into that. And do as much damage then. And then we can go on the attack. You can land the burning... Now, I would urge you to do this. Land the Burning Chariot of Tzeentch, and then your flaming attacks are, like, more strafey. I don't know why you just incinerated one lone Chaos Warrior, but sure. Up in the air, your attacks obviously hit kind of downwards, which does, like, a spot of damage, whereas this, well, as you can see, it just carves its way through the units, doing significantly more damage. So definitely consider landing your Burning Chariot of Tzeentch if you can. Well worth it to get those rear attacks on. Of course, our shields are holding. Meanwhile, our Furies are starting to pick off these towers. Down they go. Pretty effective. Taking a little bit of fire there, but yep, there we go. Tower is down. We're going to use our Soul Grinder to tank the enemy because I want to get as much fire on there as possible. So Soul Grinder engaging those Chaos Warriors. Trying to pin them down a little bit, although they seem to want to really get the Blue Horrors. I don't blame them, to be honest. The Blue Horrors are the ones really doing the most damage. That feels like a waste of shots. It's just kind of meandering around, which is kind of annoying. More towers being constructed, but we can take them down, no problem. In fact, we split our Furies up. It's probably the best option, because then we can take down multiple towers at the same time. It's going to waste their supplies, which is good. Chaos Warriors trying to take on the Blue Horrors, but they're kind of surrounded. In come the Chaos Warhounds, but again, the Chaos Warhounds are now surrounded. Kairos coming down to show everyone how it's done. He does have some fancy attacks, I'll give him that. The Chariot is out of fire, unfortunately, but it has killed 56, which is pretty good, and now it can use its melee attack to help out. This melee attack does actually do the warp fire effect. If you can find it, there we go. Which gives weakness to fire damage and less armor. So, pretty effective. Quite useful to have that. Hitting some of those enemies, because that's going to help. Well, we don't have a lot of armor piercing at the moment. And Khorne is very armor heavy. A little bit of warp fire coming out there, doing some really nice damage, taking out that big blob of Bloodletters, Chaos Warhounds, and Warriors of Khorne. And we've got Kairos trying to take on the enemy Blood Reaper. Now, Kairos is not a particularly good combatant. His stats are pretty garbage. And it's not a huge surprise, considering, you know, he can't actually see what's going on. He can only guess, I guess. There he goes. This guy definitely hit his sword over here, so therefore if I move in this direction, but it's too slow to use in combat apparently, and that's the reason. That apparently is the reason. Never mind. It looks like demonic units are starting to crumble, which is very useful. Those towers are being whittled down by the Furies. Definitely worth getting some Furies of Tzeentch. Really helpful. And there we go, army loss has taken effect, and the demonic unit starting to crumble away. Ah, just as planned. Or almost just as planned. Close enough, anyway. We found some probably erotic literature. I mean, I don't know what Khorne's like. It's definitely erotic literature. What are you about? Big, muscly, sweaty men. Barbarians with big swords, if you know what I mean. Right, let's get... I'm tempted to get Root Mark. Yeah, well... To be honest, the sooner we can get Tzeentch's Firestorm, the better. Less melee attack is nice. Let's go pink fire, because if they've got less melee attack, they're hitting me less, which is a bit of a win. Bit of a win. Okay, and what we can do now is we can right, so drain all the Winds of Magic from there, whack it in there, and that's going to mean that our Winds of Magic stay stable rather than dropping, because we're in this province. We can probably also do some quick deals with these guys. We can say, hey,
I'll hear you out.
Actually, not that.
Know that you stink of fear. I will use that when we negotiate this pact.
Kind of showing your hand there, but sure. God, what happened to your voice? Never mind. Good. So I'm not worried about any of that. We'll get him on side, because I'm not that bothered about actually expanding that direction. I found through my test games that expanding this direction always draws the ire of Miao Ying, and she can always like recruit 2 stacks before you can even get a fucking stack up. So I don't want to take her on, to be honest. Being brutally honest here, do not want to deal with it. Not interested. All right, let's get some more of you boys, and we can't. This will give us 250 group. That would be quite nice, but if I wait until we get the boost from the Great Game thing, That'll give us 500, which is way better. So I'm going to wait until that and then use it to get us some more copies of the Harry Potter series or something. I don't know. And then we can torch it. As is tradition. I'm tempted now. I want some more pink horrors. So what we're going to do is first we're going to grab this. And then we're going to meander back here. I can't see anyone in that settlement, which is fine. How much money do we have? Okay, so we can get a couple more pink horrors. Because they're very shooty boys. And we need them. Boys, things, whatever. So yes, Kairos came first in the poll. Tzeentch came second. That is so like him. It was close though. We've got. I was surprised actually. I honestly thought Scarbrand was gonna win because a lot of people want to be like a lot of people saying they want to see Scarbrand, and yet nope, Tzeentch just absolutely annihilated it. Maybe just as planned. Was there cheating going on? Potentially. Oh, I could get more pink horrors. Could I get one of them as well? I'm gonna do it because having a lovely little air. Holy shit, we're losing Winds of Magic. I forgot about that. Right. There we go, that's better. Goods. Goods! I mean, the more Winds of Magic we have, the better. So we need to keep our Winds of Magic up. Okay, that's good. We've got a nice little force there. Is there anyone home? Doesn't seem to be, which is a bit weird. Okay, we'll do that. And we want to upgrade this one ASAP, because this is on the board. Well, it's not on the board with Miao Ying, but it will be, because she will inevitably start heading in this direction. Because she fucking hates my guts. The other thing to watch out for are the orcs in the mountains, because apparently they don't have any faction that doesn't have literally an enemy right on their doorstep will inevitably try and attack you. Is there anyone home, do we think? I mean, I could always do this. That would give us some more Winds of Magic, which I'm kind of tempted to do, but if there's no one home, then we could just go and grab it. And obviously fight it, because we want to make sure that we keep casualties to a minimum. Once again, we're going to secure air superiority with that thingy. So. Once again, we're going to get that all-important air superiority. Thankfully, it looks like the Khorne Furies are throwing themselves into combat with the Soul Grinder, which is fine by me. Now, using horrors in a siege battle is kind of annoying, because they're kind of so spaced out like this. It's quite tough to actually get them in the city streets, because they're such a large unit. Which is kind of annoying. And I think a lot of people who've played Tzeentch have noticed that. Oh, the tower's down already. Good job, Furies. And obviously, we do not want to get into a close combat fight with Bloodletters, because those guys, well, they'll tear us a new one. Fortunately, we don't have to, because we can try and lure them in. And you know, the Bloodletters are definitely easier to kill than Khorne Warriors, because those guys have shields and armor, and these guys, well, they have physical resistance, and we have magical attacks. So you can probably see how that's going to go. Now we're going to move the Soul Grinder over to the side here, so that when all of these shots come in, they're going to just strafe that unit with... Oh, look at that. Yeah, those guys are having a not fun time. And that unit has disintegrated. Good stuff. Right. Just several more to go. And these Chaos Warriors are cool, and that's going to be a... I mean, look at their stats. 45 melee attack, 46 melee defense, 40 weapon strength, 100 armor, and a silver shield. Yikes. That's tricksy. Fortunately, they're quite slow. I see a lot of that fire coming in there, and I'm hoping that we can buff up our pink horrors fairly soon. I mean, the pink horrors aren't bad in melee combat. They are adequate. I repeat, adequate in melee combat. They will do fine. But their strength lies in firing off their pink fire. So raining down their little heads there, which is fantastic. Just taking down that tower again. There we go. That's dead. Another unit of Chaos Warriors of Khorne starting to advance on us. We're going to try and bring them into the firing zone, the kill zone. Oh god, that shield is just... I mean, when they turn their back, it's slightly better, but not by much. So we're going to let our Soul Grinder do his thing with his attacks. I mean, it's getting there. You know, it's just using a lot of ammunition to do it. I'm a little bit worried about running out of ammunition because we're going to have to try and whittle them down one by one. Our Fury's just continuing to flap around, knock out towers wherever they try and build them. So they're trying to build one back here, so we'll kill it. No more tower for you. And now we're starting to hit them with the blue fire of Tzeentch. It's kind of better if you land to do it, because as you can see, when you're in the air, it kind of like it does that downward arc thing, which is fine. But that mostly missed, so that did very little damage. But if you land Kairos, suddenly, you know, suddenly it's looking a bit better. I mean, it does good damage, and it's very quick recast. Like, it's literally like 4-second recast. You can just like spam it. But Kairos has racked up 20 kills there. Paul Daniels with a 14. You may like it, not a lot. Is he dead now? I think he is. I think Debbie McGee's still alive. Mind you, she was about half his age, so... So we're tanking those Chaos Warriors for us. Thank you very much. It's like they're now terrified, which is... They seem to be running towards me, though, which is not good, because my horrors are not particularly the biggest thinkers, which is ironic for Tzeentch, I guess, but they will just, like, directly fire on themselves if they happen to be... Yeah, we're losing our shield now, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful there. How many more units are left, just out of interest? So they've got about... Well, we've killed some. Burning Chariot is continuing to strafe the odd 1 or 2 Chaos Warriors that happen to be a little bit tardy behind the unit. That's really not that helpful, but never mind. Oh, see, that's more like it. Oh, look at that damage. Yes, that's what we wanted. Kairos has now landed, so he can spam blue fire. We have blood letters. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. 45 kills for Kairos. No, that 51. That's it. Come and join the party, boys. Unfortunately, we're starting to run low on ammunition. Some of our units have completely out. Others have 1 or 2 shots left, maybe 2 or 3, if we're lucky. Bit of a melee now breaking out. Obviously, something that Khorne prefers to us. So far, so good, though. It looks like they are down to about half their starting number. We've barely lost anyone. Careful and liberal use of cheese. Just a dick over the enemy. They've still got enough units to cause me some concern, though. Like, they will do a lot of damage if we let them. If we just charge into melee with them, they will just chop us to pieces. Chariot's out of fire. The tank is dry, but still 64 kills on it, which is pretty good. Now we've got some Chaos Warriors of Khorne. Are they retreating? Oh, they are routing. Kairos is certainly meandering his way over there. Uh-oh, more Chaos Warriors. Thankfully, though, they've been mostly wiped out, so a few more shots should knock them out of the battle. Our pink horrors now massing. To be honest, I was tempted to get the building for the Forsaken early on. And I think there's still a good... You know, if the Forsaken are a good tanky front line, which is something we currently don't have. But the Forsaken do not do particularly well against Khorne. Like, the Bloodletters will just tear through them. So I tend to concentrate early on just getting those pink horrors up, because those guys at least have the pretty good missile attacks, and the pink horrors are fine. They're pretty tanky actually for what they are. That shield is pretty good, gives them actually a lot of effective health. Not to mention the physical resistance they have on top of that. But now we're kind of engaged in melee there, and that is obviously going to favour Khorne. But our Furies now coming in from behind, and they have pretty good melee attack and weapon strength. And you can see the Chaos Warriors are now in a lot of trouble. They are being attacked from all sides. We do have more Chaos Warriors coming down the hill towards us, though. And those Furies they pack a punch, but they are very fragile. We're going to send them to attack the barricade, and we're going to flame on the Chaos Warriors of Khorne. They're doing some damage. And then we're going to move Kairos to intercept, hopefully keep the Furies relatively safe. I'm trying to smash my way through this barricade, but it's slow going. And the Chaos Warriors of Khorne really want to knock out the Furies, because, of course, the Furies are very, very fragile. They will die very quickly in a protracted melee. But it looks like we do kind of have the upper hand. The Furies seem to be holding on okay. Their shield is okay for the moment. It looks like the Chaos Warriors may be trying to disengage from this fight. And that's not working out for them. They're being attacked from all sides. The pink and blue horrors just massing and swarming. Obviously, this, you know, if Khorne had, like, spells or something, this would be bad. But he doesn't. And it looks like army losses are taking effect. And what's left of his units are starting to dissipate. Ugh. Sieges. What a nightmare. Right, we'll occupy that one.
One of us will bow.
Thank you.
Enemy of Khorne.
Right, I wonder if I can kill your army whether you'll just peace out with me, because frankly, I don't really want the City of Splinters. I've got the Rose of Damnation, that's fine, if we can try and secure this province. Obviously, the Pink Ogres have it, but we could always just try and, you know, would need a lot of books. But that's something we can work on, it's no biggie.
Of the Destiny Scroll.
Ooh, Infernal Gateway, or, you know what, I'm going to get Infernal Gateway to start off. Oh, we can get both. Why not both? Why not both? And I'm going to give you... Let's go Glean Magic and Pink Fire. Actually, no, I'll change my mind. Let's go Blue Fire, because I actually quite like casting, and then Glean Magic. Because Glean Magic is something that we can just spam on enemy spellcasters, and it will just give us all the winds of magic we've ever needed. We can be footloose and fancy free. Now, I want some income, so I'm going to do that. We could go and grab the challenge stone, but I do need to deal with Khorne first. I don't necessarily have to kill them. Piecing out with them would be just as good. That would be fine as well. Got more growth, which is always nice.
I have
Or is that what we are now researching? I can't remember. Oh, we got the growth. We're now researching the way of prognostication. I think that's when you remove like a rib or something.
I know all fate.
Okay, you scamper over here and do a little ambush, and we'll see if we can lure him in. Okay, well, good for you. Oh, I could just like lay siege, but then I'd have to deal with them and the. I think it's better to wait. What we could potentially do though is maybe get a herald, but we can't really afford it.
Corruption is high.
The northern provinces. Where? Over there.
No one's slave.
Noted. Now, we don't have strong winds of magic here, but the growth would be nice. On the other hand, I feel like getting defences here, because we're so close to the Snake Gate, I just have this sneaking suspicion that Cathay will be heading in this direction sooner rather than later. So let's get that. How much money could we make from sacking this, just out of interest? 1,004. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. Still, the problem is I don't know if I can take on the garrison and that army. I don't think we can. I think that would be very, very close, but as soon as they reached us, we'd be in, you know, trouble. Ah, they've attacked the settlement. Well, that's fine, because we have reinforcements arriving, so we just need to hold them back for long enough, and then we can kill them, and hopefully they'll then peace out with us, with any luck, giving us a lot of money in the process. Well, they want it back, apparently, but they can't have it. I've set all of my defenders, such as they are. See, after having the Nurgle Towers, this is just sad. Tzeentch Towers, not good. That's my review. That's my summary. Anyway, we've set all the defenders up in this quarter of the settlement. It's kind of cut into 4 quarters, and we've decided to hold this one. Meanwhile, our reinforcements are already on their way. Only 10 seconds, and Kairos will arrive. I've decided to set up the... Now, it doesn't look like Tzeentch has any explosive towers. So, there's no AoE damage. I guess, you know, he has a lot of magic, so that's nice, but still. It's like pink, 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 blink, 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 blink. That's fine. We actually have some Forsaken, and these guys are... I mean, they're pretty tanky. 85 armor, only 23 melee defense though, but they do have that that shield, that barrier. So we're going to send our Forsaken to charge in and start fighting the Bloodletters. Obviously not an engagement they're going to do particularly well on, but that's okay, because they just need to hold the Bloodletters at bay for long enough. Meanwhile, Kairos has arrived, and he and our little air force that we have are going to head towards the garrison defenders to try and back them up. Meanwhile, the Soul Grinder, Paul Daniels, and the Horrors are going to try and take out the Khorne forces from the rear. So far, so good. Those Chaos Warriors are being bogged down. Got some magic raining down on some heads as well. That's nice. We have Ibis of Many Eyes. Really? You have many eyes? Are you sure? How many eyes do you have? 3. I mean... It definitely is more than 2. I feel like calling 3 many is maybe a little optimistic. That's fine. You call yourself whatever you like, mate. Okay, garrison is holding fairly well. Kairos and the Furies have arrived. I'm trying to decide if I should drop some magic on their heads or whether I think we can just wipe them out anyway. Can use the Furies to pick off. Like this unit down here, these Chaos Warhounds, they're on fire. And we can just send a unit of Furies down to attack the rear. And that will do a lot of damage to them. They're starting to lose ground, but the garrison have already, done a lot of damage to the attacking enemy army, and they're free. They don't cost me anything. They can die, and I don't care. They get the Furies from behind. Those Chaos Warhounds already breaking, but we do have some Bloodletters of Khorne heading this direction. Furies again coming down to attack those Bloodletters. You can see they've only got 15 armor. And of course we have magical attack, so we're going to go straight through their physical resistance, and the Bloodletters are getting torn to shreds there. Got a nice little surround on these Chaos Warriors. They are... yeah, they're broken. They're out of there. They're gone. They still have some Khorne forces meandering around the settlements. Moving our horrors up. Again, very difficult to sort of like deploy horrors in a settlement. It's a bit of a nightmare. That's a nightmare for Paul Daniels, not me. They are going to capture this victory location. I'm not particularly worried about that personally. And we do have a tier 2 tower coming up. What does this one do? Does it fire pink fire? That's my guess. Is it pink fire? Go on, do the pink fire. Go on, do one. No? Not one? Oh, there we go. No, it's just more blue fire. Fair enough. Fair enough. Can't argue with that. Okay, we secured this quarter of the city. I mean, most of our garrison is dead. However, we've done a lot of damage to the enemy. And Ibis has actually done a little bit of damage there, although now he's getting mauled by Bloodletters of Khorne. But looking at the enemy troop numbers have dropped considerably. They're down to half of what they started with. And so far, they've only successfully managed to knock out some of the garrison, which isn't particularly great. A little bit of pink fire tearing through those Bloodletters. A lot of damage. The Furies just flapping around, trying to find a good angle to attack from. These Bloodletters, obviously, are quite obvious target for them because those magical attacks are going to rip through that physical resistance. There we go. Helping out Ibis as well. And they're crumbling away. We have yet more Bloodletters on their way. Kairos still hanging around above, just sort of like dropping spells on people as and when he feels like he'd be asked. Some Bloodletters now attacking our horror swarm. Not a good idea, especially because we have our soul grinder coming in from the rear, and they're taking fire from every direction. They're not super happy about it. They're pretty sad, actually. They've only got 5, no, minus 16 happiness. They're now crumbling away. That's unfortunate for them. Yeah, they are taking a absolute pounding there. Only a few units left to deal with. The burning chariots trying to pick off some of these Bloodletters. It's a really annoying harassment unit, actually, because it can do a lot of damage, and it's also pretty fast. Speed of 85, you are able to outrun most things, and then when you can't, you can just take off and outrun the vast majority of what's left. Oh, so nasty. Brutal. We do have the enemy general heading down towards this little victory location. Oh, he's changed his mind. He's heading back. I think he killed Ibis. He killed Ibis, and now he's just running away. This little attack has gone pretty badly for him, but then they didn't expect Kairos to turn up. And it looks like army losses are now taking effect. Those Bloodletters are starting to crumble away of their own accord. Ah, well, I sacrificed the garrison to do it, but 93%. Holy shit, I guess that's because there's only one unit left. But I'll take the cash, thanks. Yeah, yes, that's technically true. A player of games. +1 control. Okay.
Kairos Fateweaver. Murder you. Murder all of you.
Now, if I kill your army, are you more or less likely to peace out with me?
I have scribed.
Let's find out. For science. Oh, I could take the Winds of Magic, but I need the money more.
Spill your blood.
More likely.
Your skull.
Or not. Yeah, okay. Piss off. Off you go. Off you go. Right, you've taken that. However, corruption is increasing in this region, which is good. So, we currently don't have... Well, I say we don't have any. We've got plenty of enemies, but at least we're not bordering any, which is good. Winds of Magic is still fine, but you know what we could do is actually... that to increase our Winds of Magic, which seems like a good idea, because once that's topped up, that should be pretty good. Oh, less melee attack and cannot move. That does sound quite good, actually. But Greater Arcane Conduit... just can't say no to it, can ya? Just can't say no. Now, if I find Cathay, a lot of Cathay generals tend to be casters, so that would be quite good. But let's just get... let's get pink for... or do we want to go with this? A cooldown reduction. Oh, that is nice. Okay, we'll do it. That means we basically just have to keep enemy casters alive and suckle on them. Mmm, tasty suckling. Okay, well, so far so good. We've got 4 settlements under our belts, not in one province, but that actually works out in our favour. And I'm thinking maybe we should kill the Pink Ogres next, because they have the capital of this province. Although they do also have settlements in the mountains, which would be a kind of bugger to get to. But, I mean, who are they at war with? No one at the moment, but those guys kind of like them. Right, what could we do? Could we do anything? The Loose Tooth are fairly likely to... it's only minus 1.7, that's not too bad. The Dreaded Woo, on the other hand. Okay. Okay, we'll make a lovely treaty with you guys. And we don't currently have anything to spend a huge wodge of cash on. We'll have to worry about that next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.